Wedding, yes, my sister's that $1 million lavish wedding. It is still in front of my eyes. That ballroom filled with white flowers, crystal chandeliers, violin music, and me? I was standing with the catering staff in the kitchen hallway, wearing a black uniform, as if I was not part of this family, just hired help. And believe me, this was not an accident. My own family deliberately hid me there so that no one could find out that their entire fake luxury was actually standing on my money. Can you even imagine it? That night, I heard my own father telling the guests. The younger daughter is just helping with event coordination. Event coordination? I was the woman who had paid for almost 70% of that wedding. And then what happened? The moment I quietly stepped out of that ballroom, just a few minutes later, everything fell apart. But listen, the story of how it reached that point is even more dangerous. My sister Olivia was always the family favorite. Always. She was beautiful, she was charming, the kind of girl even PTA moms liked and country club people adored. And me? I was practical. I was quiet. The daughter who did Target runs, paid bills, picked up kids from soccer practice, and handled family emergencies. My father used to joke. Claire is the dependable one. Dependable. That word is dangerous, you know? Because one day people stop seeing you as a human being, and start seeing you as a resource. I was 34. I worked in tech consulting in Seattle. I had a good income. My own condo. Sunday brunch with my best friend Jenna was a tradition. I even went to a monthly book club, even though half the women only came for wine. From the outside, my life looked stable. But family? It was always chaos. My father Richard was a failed businessman. But if you looked at his Instagram, you would think he was a billionaire. Imported cars. Napa Valley vacations, private golf memberships. All of it on debt. And behind that debt? Me. First it started with small favors. Claire, just help with this payment. Claire, Olivia's tuition is due. Claire, we'll pay you back next month. Next month never came. Then Olivia got engaged. And I swear, it wasn't an engagement, it was the Super Bowl. Lake Como-inspired wedding, custom designer dress, celebrity florist, ice sculptures. One day I quietly asked, Dad, how are we affording all this? He laughed. Relax. Family takes care of family. That sentence left a strange feeling in my stomach. Because family always meant me. Then came the day the wedding planner accidentally emailed me the budget spreadsheet. You wouldn't believe it. $2.8 million. I was literally sitting in a Starbucks drive-thru when I saw that number. My iced coffee almost fell from my hand. Then I opened the details. Multiple payments linked to my corporate accounts. My signatures. My guarantees. My breath stopped. I immediately called Olivia. What is this? Silence. Then she said softly, Dad said you'd understand. Understand? That night I sat in my apartment leaning against the kitchen counter. It was raining outside. Netflix was playing but muted. And I just kept thinking, when did my family decide that my life, my work, my success, automatically belonged to them? But then, like always, guilt came in. It's your sister's wedding. It's a family moment. You can't be selfish. And I stayed silent. That was the mistake. During wedding week I arrived in Chicago. Everything looked like a movie set. Huge floral walls, luxury hotel suites, makeup artists everywhere, champagne towers. And me? I was handling vendor calls. Olivia was making TikTok videos in the bridal suite while I was solving payment disputes with florists. And you know what was the most embarrassing part? They quietly removed me from the official family photos. Lighting issue, the photographer said with an awkward smile. Lighting issue my ass. The real issue was I didn't look expensive enough for their fantasy. On the morning of the wedding, I looked at myself in the mirror. Navy blue dress. Simple makeup. I looked tired. And honestly, I was tired inside. The ballroom was unbelievable. White orchids everywhere. Live orchestra. Even a CNN anchor was on the guest list. Then my mother came to me. Claire, we want you to stay on the kitchen side tonight, just for optics. I blinked. Optics. She hesitated. Some investors are here. We don't want confusion about the family structure. Family structure? So they didn't want people to know where the real money was coming from. Something inside me went cold. So you're hiding me? Don't make this dramatic. Dramatic. That word again. I said nothing. I just put on the black catering jacket someone handed me. And I stood with the servers all night. Tiny crab cakes, champagne trays, fake smiles. One waiter even asked me, "How long have you been working with the family?" I looked at him for a few seconds. Then I smiled. Long enough. And then it happened. During the reception I was standing in the hallway when I overheard my father talking with some men. Yes, the assets are protected. Everything is under Claire's corporate umbrella anyway. My body froze. Assets? Protected? I slowly moved closer. Then another voice. If the IRS audits, won't that expose the transfers? My father laughed. By then it'll be her problem, not mine. My ears started ringing. They weren't just using my money. They were planning to dump the entire financial disaster on me. I stood there frozen. Violin music playing. People dancing. Olivia laughing. And my father discussing his escape plan. Against me. Do you know what that feels like? When you realize you were never family. Only a shield. Only insurance. I quietly walked out. No scene. No shouting. Just the elevator. And the moment I reached the lobby, an alert came on my phone. Large transaction detected. Then another. Then another. My father was draining the accounts. During the wedding. I immediately called my financial advisor Mark. Freeze everything, I said. Right now. He was shocked. Claire, are you sure? Do it. I sat in my car. My hands were shaking. And 7 minutes later. Just 7 minutes. Chaos started in the ballroom. I saw videos later. Music stopped. Cards declined. Venue manager arguing. Security entering. Olivia crying. My father screaming. Accounts frozen. Fraud alerts triggered. Vendors demanding payments. And then IRS investigators arrived. At the wedding. It was a disaster. Guests recording everything. Social media exploding. $1 million wedding scandal trending locally. And me? I was sitting in the hotel parking lot gripping the steering wheel, just breathing. For the first time. Truly the first time. I had saved myself. The next day Olivia came to my hotel room. Makeup smeared. Wedding dress wrinkled. Eyes swollen. And for the first time, I saw her as a person. Not a princess. Just a scared woman. She sat in silence for a long time. Then she said, "Did you know this would happen?" No. But I knew something was wrong. She cried. "Dad said you owed us." Owed. I looked down. Olivia. I gave you everything. And then I finally said everything. Every ignored birthday. Every hidden bill. Every insult. Every moment I was used but never loved. No yelling. Just truth. And that hurt more. She listened quietly. Then she said, "I don't think anyone ever asked what this was doing to you." That sentence almost broke me. Because no one ever had. 6 months later. I was in therapy. I went to the gym. Sunday brunch became real again. I actually read books in book club. Olivia filed for divorce. My father was under federal investigation. My mother moved to Florida. And me? I was walking by the Seattle waterfront one cold morning, coffee in hand, wind in my hair. And I realized something. I felt light. No emergencies. No panic calls. No secret transfers. Just silence. Peaceful silence. Jenna asked me that day. "So, how does freedom feel?" I thought for a long time. Then I laughed. A real laugh. Warm. Honest. Honestly. I said. "It feels quiet." And now? Now I'm okay. Just okay. If this story moved you in any way, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It truly helps this channel grow and allows more stories like this to reach you. Thank you so much for your time, your support, and for being here till the end. I genuinely appreciate each one of you.